Hello, this is Hi Bob Warbob, and let's play some Ultimate General Civil War.
Hello, and welcome back. This is Hi Bob Warbob, and today I will not be joined by Something Compass. I have a recording with Something Compass talking about this video. I was right there with him, but my mic was, for some reason, just not working that day. That moment. I figured it out by the end of that video, and the last few minutes of it, I was able to get my audio working again, but that means that I did not get the recording. We did it a couple weeks ago. I felt better that day, but I have felt worse since then. I just have not been feeling myself. And there was also the fact that, you know, I spent the time getting it done and then it was ruined. So I just kind of got frustrated with the game and with the whole recording and everything. So I took a bit more time off. I'm sorry. I didn't really aim to. It just kind of worked out that way. In this one, you're supposed to hold the flag. Of course, we're going to hold the flag and try to attack the enemy at the same time. There are a couple things that I would do differently if I had this to do over again. One of the big ones would be staying hidden a little bit better along this top side. I feel like I took a couple hundred or 200 losses that I really didn't need to take, just because I was able to be seen and they kept bombarding me, even though I was in pretty good cover for most of that time. It's just bad decisions on my part. Also, the closing part was a little bit messy. Nothing too crazy, but you just always want to finish them off as cleanly as possible, and it can be very difficult when they're falling back to keep track of which units can fire at you, which ones can't, and oftentimes units can get unseen because of hills and different things, and suddenly you pop around a corner and you've got a couple units shooting at your face while you're trying to cross a river running after a guy that should be running from you. So that's always an issue going forward. You have to keep in mind for this this battle that there is reinforcements that spawn in on your flank, so you have to be prepared for that. That was another thing that I felt like I didn't handle as cleanly as I should have. I kept feeling like I had it in a good situation, but then I would forget about it, and I took some hits because I did not keep my attention on it as closely as I should have. But those are things that just happen. There's nothing that you can really do to stop. Well, it's potentially possible that with pausing, you could get almost zero casualties if you did everything absolutely perfect. But the fact of the matter is that that's just not going to happen for most of the time to most people. Like, I try to do my best to get good results on a lot of these, but the fact of the matter is that there's always room for improvement. I could always get better kill to death ratios if I just took a bit more time, thought of a little bit different strategy, kept unseen in certain places, things like that you just you don't always know exactly where the enemy is going to walk, and that can lead to you being seen in some places that you didn't think that you would be seen. Later on, I'll also talk to, in like the next couple battles, I'll be talking to Something Compass about the fact that you know, taking losses on your general can be very beneficial to you. You got to keep in mind that the general counts towards your losses on the screen after you fight a battle, but obviously it doesn't actually take away from your manpower pool which is very nice. And even if he dies, you don't actually lose anything. So that is definitely a huge benefit to using your general to take shots, especially if he's in good cover. See, here's where I'm starting to take shots unnecessarily. I don't think that these guys had to be in a spot that they were seen. I don't think that was a necessary thing on my part. I think that that was a mistake, and that I should have we're going for the flank shot. Obviously we want to get him to not just stop his charge, but run back before he gets to fire at my general. Because I mean, just because we have him there to take shots and to take attention away from the enemy doesn't mean that we shouldn't also be smart about preserving him for as long as possible. So here I fall back a little, but it wasn't enough to actually get unseen. I was just trying to get a little bit better cover, I think. Really, those guys didn't need to take shots at all. I mean, yes, they would have to take some, but I think that they could have easily fallen back or not come as far forward to begin with, and it could have been very beneficial to me to have not taken some of these hits from the artillery at this point and going forward. So I got that guy unseen now. That guy should be on run, really, to get back as fast as possible, but I don't, and I think that it was a mistake to leave that guy as far forward as he was for as long as he was. And also, he really needed to be on run, like for reals. He needs to be on run. I mean, I'm taking those kind of losses in 90% cover. It's not particularly good. Here we are able to get a shot back and forth on that guy. That was really good. We're gonna want to save our general here. Obviously, we're okay with him taking a shot here. That part's not a problem. But we obviously don't want him to take any more shots than he has to, because going forward, we want him to be able to continue to stand there and take the attention and of the enemy going forward. And if he takes too much damage, he won't be able to do that without dying. And obviously he gives cover bonus and things like that to our units, so it's good to keep him alive if possible. Look, we've almost lost 100 men to a cannon in 90% cover. 82 men already, just from cannons, just from on one unit. The unit that's lost the most men is in good cover and only taking shots from one cannon. Like, it's just, I don't know how to explain it any better than that. But between those two units, we've lost 100 men, and that's not good. Not good at all. I was wanting to get these guys rested. I mean, the problem is that in the end, now we've lost over 100 men to cannon, to on that one unit to a cannon. It's just bad. That is bad. We need to get unseen here, and we don't. I feel that that was a big hindrance to my overall game plan. I should have been way more careful about that than I was. There's just very little that you can do to keep from taking any hits from cannons. I mean, it's so hard to get into all the right places, and the rest of this battle goes so well that I couldn't accept not not taking this victory. So I go ahead and keep this result because it's a good result regardless of whether or not I do perfectly. So now we go ahead and find one of their cannons, and that's good. We're able to get a little bit of a shot on it, and then he's just about to shoot me again, and we are able to get into melee with him just before he's able to get a shot off, which is exactly what we wanted. Now we do take a little bit of a shot from another cannon, which is fine. There's nothing we can really do about that. That's just the way that kind of thing goes. Here we're going to start preparing for the units that are going to, the single unit of infantry that's going to come in up here. Should be relatively simple to keep him from being able to do anything to us, especially since we have so many units on this side of the field that can block and do things for us. I completely forgot about my unit that's down to the very south right now. I should be looking into whatever he's doing, and I'm not. I don't think anything bad happens because of it, but I should be paying more attention to him. He is an important part of the strategy to get around on the edge and start routing units more towards the north, back towards the rest of the units that I have. So here we've got a problem because that unit's going to want to shoot us. Hopefully we can get... What I'm looking to do here is if we can finish this guy off, I think I'll get unseen, is what I'm thinking. And I do. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect. Now he's going to want to look at somebody else. He's going to turn. He's going to do something different. And I'm going to have the perfect opportunity to get into a situation that I can get up to him without him being able to shoot a close range volley. See, so here they start charging. Obviously we can break off skirmishers and things like that to keep them from continuing that charge, which is perfect. We're able to get a really good volley off there. Now we're going to keep him rotating a little bit there, which is perfect. Here we're looking to, up in the north, we're looking to have one of those units break to the north to help out the other unit. We're looking to have a unit in the forest very close to where they spawn in so that that guy will take the shot while the other guy gets the shot from the side while he is still spawning in. That's what we're looking to do there. Here obviously we're just looking to keep this guy from having to take a shot. That guy should have been moving forward the whole time, I think. I don't think there was any reason to have him stop and rest there at that time. Of course, that's just my opinion. I think that was a mistake. So that guy's gonna go, needs to go back north. Able to do that. So now we just kind of have to keep moving him back to the north and keep the lid on this closed so that they can, so we can push them all to the south, where we'll get this around on them in the end and wipe them out. Of course, we need to be careful. I don't think they have any cannons left besides that one, but obviously we have to be very careful about units of infantry getting vision on us from different directions and things like that. That can be very problematic if we're not very careful going forward. Obviously, as units start feeling surrounded and things, they'll start turning different directions and can cause some major problems for the enemy's cohesion, which is what we're looking to do, is to break up their cohesion and make sure that they're unable to get into a situation where they can continue to fire. We want to make sure and hit them from different angles, and because you can rout a unit in as little as a single volley if you get a flank shot on them. for sure, easily. One volley can do that in different situations. Here, see, we're running into this problem where we don't even see units until we're very close. There's a guy down there that we're just now getting vision on that's turning towards us, binning, I think. We got to be very careful about those units continue to get shots on us, or getting a shot on us while we're trying to route other units. Especially since a lot of our units now going forward are going to be very much so in the open, because we don't really have cover in all the right spots to move in on this position. Especially not once we start getting them really packed in close. We will not be able to avoid crossing the river and going after them. It's just the nature of the beast. Okay, so we're able to get a shot on this guy's flank and the front, obviously. We're gonna need to keep moving parallel and perpendicular to where he is. Parallel, obviously, with Page, and perpendicular, you know, kind of moving in behind him with the other guy. We don't want to get into melee here, because that would not be to our benefit. He's a 3-star unit. It's a good unit. Obviously, we don't want to leave him on hold fire either, but we also don't want him to fire whenever he doesn't have a good shot, and it will wear him out a lot. So we don't want to wear our units out too much while trying to move in and get all this done. We are looking at kind of a problem there. Everybody's kind of coming back all at once, and obviously we're going to shoot the guy that wouldn't have been firing volleys and leave the one guy that, you know, has the ability to fire volleys still. That's just the way that goes. That's more of a sarcastic comment than it is a realistic one, but it feels like that's how it normally goes. You are able to you know, move forward and you get a shot on somebody, and then a different guy that you thought was in a bad shape ends up being the one that actually gets the volley on you. And then you start wondering to yourself, like, could the other guy have even fired a volley? And the answer is oftentimes, I have no clue. It's just the nature of this game, not being able to see the opponent's condition and morale and stuff. Now, of course, once you get up enough in recon, you can, but it's such a small benefit to the overall battle, and it takes so many points to get there, that it's oftentimes, in my opinion, not really worth it. Here we're trying to get into cover, because I'm worried he's going to be able to fire a volley at us, and I really don't want to take a volley in the absolute open. It wouldn't be so bad if we had, you know, 92% cover like we do there. So once I get into that, I'm feeling a little bit better. Looks like we took a volley from course there. Of course, that's just kind of how that goes. There's no way we can stop from taking at least some amount of damage. I don't know why I haven't moved Macintosh forward. Doesn't make any sense. There's forest in front of him. Could easily be getting him into a better position there. Of course, this guy's going to be taking shots, because of course he is. We're trying to get shots from different angles with different units, but it's very difficult here. Obviously, we're going to do some really good damage to units whenever we do fire a volley, but the length of time in between each volley means that other units are able to move forward and get shots on us, which is not optimal. It's fine for us, but it's not where I'd like to be, if at all possible. It looks like they did fire a volley on us, but we were in relatively good cover, and now we've got the unit to the side of them, so we should be looking good now. Of course, moving forward the way we are is encouraging the units to fall back in interesting ways. but it is looking like we're starting to get them into a chain route, which is great. Of course, we don't necessarily want to kill them all right away. Be nice to wipe out all of these guys, but the one that's in the corner over there, it'd be nice to keep him around for a bit so we can run our units and gain as much experience from morale and things like that as possible. Of course, it's never as simple as I would like it to be, but we are starting to get into that position where we can have units start flipping around real fast and getting shots on us whenever we don't expect it. They don't have a general left, it looks like, so we at least have that benefit of most likely they're not going to just all regain their morale really fast. But the fact of the matter is that most likely we're going to take at least one more shot from one unit. It's just the nature of the beast. Whenever there's this many units in close proximity, yes, you start doing a lot of splash damage, but there's a lot of units there, and there's a good chance that at least one of them, like, we're shooting a guy that was already routing there. That's not going to do us much good. We need to start shooting the units that, you know, have higher morale, that don't look like they're wavering right now. But it's really hard to, you know, pinpoint and get units firing on exactly the right units at exactly the right time. So we're going to take a little bit of a, looks like we're taking just a sputtering volley there. So no big deal there. We might not take another full volley. Of course, looks like he's ready to fire a volley, but hopefully we can get a shot on him with Macintosh before he does. Looks like he's trying to fall back too. They are taking some splash damage, which is good. Of course, we're starting to get close enough that I'm really worried I take another volley. I cannot remember though. He's so close. Like, it looks like we have him like right there, right where we want him. Of course, we start having to cross rivers and do different things to get into the right positions. So we start having problems over here. Once again, I don't move my units whenever I should. Being lazy and not paying attention. Looks like we're doing pretty good here, obviously. I'm gonna try to move them out, but most likely they're gonna get recaptured, right? You never know. Maybe we'll get them. It does look like pretty much everybody now is flashing, so we can pretty much move forward with impunity at this point. A couple more guys surrender. Make sure and keep having guys fire at the guys that aren't surrendered, just to make sure that they don't recapture units. And there we go. We are able to capture them cleanly here. And now all we gotta do is just move in, capture that supply wagon, and that's pretty much it. We are looking great going forward. I don't see any reason to believe that we should take hardly any more damage in this battle. That unit up there should be pretty easy to keep him contained. And whenever you have units like this where, you know, you've got two units to their one unit, you can get them to look at you and then fire at their flank, and then if they turn, they get fired on another flank. Just kind of keep doing that back and forth. Pratt, I tried to get him to route off the battlefield just to get him out of the way, and he just like runs straight towards him. I'm just like, the routing mechanic in this game just does not think about getting off the battlefield. It thinks about going to certain locations on the battlefield, and for some reason he decided the best place to go would be straight through the enemy. Cracks me up a little, but is what it is. Here, obviously we get the capture on the supply wagon. Might as well route it off. There's no reason to keep it around. No reason to keep these guys around either. I mean, we've won at this point. It's not like, normally I keep everybody around just to kind of, in case they want to recapture them. I don't mind if they recapture them, because I feel like that would be a mistake that's a mistake on my part if I let them recapture them. I don't really like being able to retreat enemies off the battlefield. Retreating your own units is one thing, but so yeah, I mean, we've got them right where we want them. It's over at this point. Are we gonna take a shot here? We better not. Okay, now we just have to get everybody in position to get shots on his flank. Got him. Now he's routing. We just need to now get him to stay in a spot. And the way you do that is just by having units like kind of all over the place around him that make him feel like he can't really move without getting shot. And there you have it. It's over. Pretty good on the losses. Everything's looking good. Pretty proud of the way it went. Units did really good. Took very few losses on any of my units. Was able to capture most of theirs. That last guy shattered, I think, right at the end, which is neither here nor there. Captured everybody but him and obviously the skirmishers and the cannon, but can't capture cannon, and skirmishers are very hard to capture, so shouldn't have let their cannon get as many shots on me as I did. We didn't have any wounded officers. Good. We got more Tyler Texases again. It's gonna be a thing going forward. We're just gonna keep getting those. Well, guys, it has been fun, and I will see you guys in the next one. Sorry for the quiet part at the end. I just kind of ran out of things to say. Bye.
Well, this has been a blast. Hope you guys have had as much fun as I've had. I'll see you again in the next episode. You guys have a good one,